Good morning, comrades! It is February already. This means that in about a month's time, and to be precise, on the 7th of March, it is going to kick off again. The Nürburgring will be available for public rides, or so-called Touristenfahrten, the official German term, where you and your friends and your family and even your dog, but you should consider if you really want to take a dog on a racetrack, can enjoy the world's most awesome, spectacular, thrilling, exciting, demanding, longest, and just simply for me, the best racetrack in the world, the Nürburgring, Nordschleife, but also the GP track. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can prepare your trip the best and answer some of the frequently asked questions. So, step number one, you actually need to pick a date when you want to decide to come over. And for that, we made a very convenient calendar on our website of Apex Nürburg, where you can see the whole month overview and which events will take place on that particular day, together with Touristenfahrten, whether Touristenfahrten is available at all, and which other type events are going to be. Now, why is this important? If you want to drive TF, speaks for itself that the track needs to be open. It is quite often that people come into our office or the Nürburgring Info Center and say, I would like to drive the track. Yes, me too, but unfortunately today it is closed because either there's a race happening or event happening, or the track is just closed for any reason that we don't know why it is closed, but it is simply closed. So you really want to know when it is open. On the second point is that you also want to see if there is some other event happening together on TF. And the reason for that is usually when big events happen, such as, let's not say 24 hours of Nürburgring, because then the track is closed for public, you only have the race. But sometimes you have races such as DTM or ADAC GT Masters, or other not even race events, but festivals, music concerts, etc. that are happening on the GP track, but the Nordschleife is still open for public. And a lot of people think like, if I go there, oh no, DTM is on the Nürburgring. Well, DTM is not on the Nordschleife for a couple of decades already anymore. So you can enjoy watching the race, and then you can drive the Nordschleife yourself. The only downside is that because of the big events, the hotel prices are pretty steep. Supply and demand, simple to explain. Thereby, you might want to avoid them if you want to save money, or you actually want to look for them if it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for you that you have to come from a different continent. You probably should get the most out of your trip. Now, once you've picked the dates, it's time to book your flights if you're coming from a different country or maybe even from a different continent. And in this case, the closest airports are Cologne-Bonn, Frankfurt, Düsseldorf, or maybe some other in nearby areas, but these are the main ones that people usually book to go. They're roughly between 1 and 1.5 or 2 hours driving time from the Nürburgring, and the very important thing is that you do have to book a rental car from the airport to come to the Nürburgring. Well, you don't really have to, but you don't have much other choice. Taxis would cost you probably roughly 200 euros, whereas an airport rental car would cost you, depending when you book, maybe just a couple of dozen euros per day. And then you can obviously go with that car everywhere else where you want to. And public transport to the Nürburgring, yeah, well, maybe you'll have to travel for the whole day, because the nearest train station is again 1 hour away from the Nürburgring. Then the bus connection, the bus drives probably 2 times a day. It's not gonna work, so book an airport rental. But what's very important, do not, absolutely not take that airport rental out on the track. A lot of people say sometimes, why should I pay a Nürburgring car rental company X amount of 100 euros for 1 or 2 laps, whereas this is what I pay for my airport rental for a whole day or even less. I'm not going to explain to you how much goes into preparing and maintaining a track prepped car and insuring it. Insuring it is the most important keyword for those people who want to risk the airport rental out on the track. But I'm going to tell you that if you are going to break those rules, the airport rental company is going to sue you for many euros, and that's unpleasant. You'll probably end up on a blacklist worldwide, etc. Of course, you probably have a friend or uncle or nephew who said, I took a car from Sixt and it was all fine. Some people do drugs and it's fine, and some people die out of overdose. But then again, Nürburgring is also considered to be a drug in a way, but I'd rather to reduce the risk as much as possible. Alright, let's move on. Another important point, unless you come just as a stopover, is to book an hotel. At Apex we have hotel rooms available, or we can forward you to one of our partner hotels at Lindner, or alternatively just go on booking.com and find whatever suits your budgets and needs. There are many alternatives in the region, so it doesn't matter whether you want some luxury or just something just to fall asleep and wake up the next morning and go drive the track again, you will definitely find something. But the most important point is book in advance, because on the week itself and sometimes for big events, for example, Nürburgring 24-hour race, big hotels are sold out like 5 years in advance. Smaller events like get sold out pretty quickly, and it also gets more expensive, so the only thing I can recommend, make sure to book in advance. A very frequent question that we get asked a lot from people who are planning their trip is, what is the best time of the year, or even of the week, or even of a day to make your trip to the Nürburgring? When is the best time to drive? Well, all I can say is I could ask the same question to you. When should I come and visit your local supermarket and have as few people as possible? Is it on Friday night? Is it on Saturday morning? Or is it during big holidays? But then again, during big holidays it can be raining, and thereby it could be completely something different. Basically, we can only guess but not guarantee anything. And those guesses is that the track is less busy from Monday to Friday in the evenings than it is in the weekends. However, in the weekends in the mornings, from 8 to roughly 10 or 11, it's far less busy than it is during the week. But as mentioned, there are plenty of exceptions, and I must say that a busy track is not necessarily a bad thing, because you can check out lots of cool cars, meet new friends, and just have lots of unforgettable experiences for the rest of your life. Alright, you have picked the dates, you booked your travels, and now it's time to pick a car. What do I mean I need to pick a car? I have my own track car. Well, maybe in that case this video is not meant for you, but even if you decide to go out with your own car for the very first time on the Nürburgring, please make absolutely sure that it is in a track-ready condition. Make sure to check the brakes, tires, suspension, cooling hoses, that they will not pop off and cause accidents behind you. And related to that, make sure to check your insurance, because it might lead to some very big trouble. And this is why it could be a very good idea to rent a car even though you have a car of your own, because maybe it's not track ready or maybe not insured. But which car is then the best for you? Well, with a wide range of cars, it could be anything. It depends on your budget, on your needs, but this is a too long and broad topic to cover, so I would say reach out to us and we will help you to pick the right ride for your Nürburgring trip. But if you are coming with your own car regardless, here are some of the frequently asked questions from people who want to come and drive the Nürburgring. First of all, the price. The lap ticket price is 25 euros from Monday till Friday, or 30 euros in the weekend per lap. Per lap means you do a lap and then you have to go through a barrier again. So if you want to drive the world famous longest straight in the world on the racetrack, no, Le Mans is not the longest straight since the 90s anymore, since they added the roundabouts or the chicanes. No, it's now the Nürburgring. Anyhow, if you want to do that, you either have to drive a track day, which costs between 8 or 9 or even more, 100 euros for a full day, so a limited amount of laps, or you have to go racing. I made recently a video on racing the Nürburgring, so make sure to check it out in the upper right corner. Now, those are the basics regarding the pricing. Quite often people also ask, hey, will my laps ever expire? Do I need to drive them on the same day? No, since 2017, basically the lap system works as, so to say, the credit system or money system. So you have on your lap ticket or on your Greenhouse driving app, you have the amount of euros or credits, and this means that the only thing that can happen in the future, they can raise the price per lap. So if now you have 30 euros and you can do one lap either on the weeknight or the weekend, and they're gonna raise it to 35, you will have to put additional €5 on top, and then you can do another lap next year, and it will stay there forever as long as you have the actual card or the app and you don't forget the password to it. Is the lap ticket fixed to a person or to a car, or how does it work? Well, it's not linked to anything. You can do right whether you're a car, motorcycle or minivan, it doesn't matter. The only thing that is really fixed is the yearly subscription, which costs €2,200 for a full year. Then it's really fixed to a person. So if I would have a yearly ticket, it's mine. It doesn't matter which car I drive, but if I'm gonna give it to a friend and Nürburgring marshal's gonna scan it and have like a preventive check, and they're gonna find out that that ticket does not belong to the actual person, you will be banned probably forever and lose your... So don't go through the trouble, that's the only thing. What if I'm 17 or maybe even from the United States and 16 years old and already have my driver license? Can I then drive the track? Unfortunately not. The track rules require you to be 18 years old. But you can experience one of the taxis, so you can reach out for that. And probably the last frequent question that I want to explain relates to the rules. What are the rules when it comes to driving the Nürburgring, regarding driving type of cars on the Nürburgring? Basically, as you probably have heard, Nürburgring has so-called status of a public toll road. This means same rules apply on driving public roads. Long story short, your car needs to be street legal and insured. This means if you come with a massive wing, they will ask you to take it off and have a look in your papers if the rest is also kinda okay, and then it should be no problem to enjoy the track. And regarding the driving rules in general, again, the same rules apply as on the public roads in Germany, and in general, just don't be a douchebag. And on that note, I would like to thank you for watching. I'm very much looking forward to see you guys here at the Nürburgring, and if you have any further questions, ask them in the comments below or send us an email, and see you this year or maybe even next year at the world's most awesome racetrack, the Nürburgring. Bye!